Welcome to the Too Much Podcast. I'm Hayden.
Welcome to the Too Much Podcast. I'm Morgan.
You almost sang again.
I almost did, but I didn't. It's because it's coming later.
Lord needs to help
I have something
you.
prepared.
Are you doing a performance?
Potentially. Some would call it that.
This was not pre-approved by producer Allie.
And this is one of those classic instances where you just have to ask for forgiveness, not permission.
She's riffing.
She's riffing. We're riffing.
Riff.
Riff, riff.
I hated that I did that. I do apologize.
You made me do it.
I did. Is there anything we need to talk about before we jump in? Like, what's new with you?
Oh, what is new with me? Let's see.
Anything cute?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I have been dying to. Okay, I'm a candy girl. We're both candy girls. We love candy.
Sour candy specifically.
Sour candy specifically.
Nerds, clusters.
All of it. Like
sour straws.
Wish I could eat gobs of candy every day. I have been dying. I don't know if you guys have seen this. You know the mini M&Ms that come in tubes?
Yeah.
They have now released Skittles
No.
Littles.
No. What?
Skittles Littles.
What?
Everyone.
We do have to stop what we're doing.
And go get some.
Yeah, unfortunately, the podcast can wait.
You hear that?
Priority.
Pause for some Skittles Littles, because I'm telling you, so I bought them the other day at Target.
Were they good?
They are so
You didn't get
good.
me any?
No, but I'll give you a hit after.
Okay.
I got the tube with me. I'm telling you, they have made my day. Like
The tube with you.
And I just pop it over.
It's like a Pez. You remember the Pez?
Yes, it's exactly that.
That felt like crack cocaine to me.
And it was. It was.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I would go to the grocery store with Sassy. Producer Allie can attest.
Okay, but who's Sassy? Tell the people.
I can't believe you guys haven't met Sassy yet. Sassy is my grandmother.
Yes.
She is literally an angel sent to this earth.
Okay, so I taught a class last week.
Okay.
And one of the girls who co-owns or manages the Bunny Hive knew Megan, your cousin, from school. She went to jail, man. And the first thing she said to me was, Morgan Doppelhauer, yeah, I was always hanging out with Sassy. And I said... That's how I know it's real.
No.
That's how I know you actually did this.
Yes, yeah.
Because who else would know that like secret coded language is, let's bring up Sassy.
Yes, no. Sassy is part of my lore.
You know what I mean? Oh,
You crack a code when you're like, Sassy, and then it's like, oh, we're going to the next level here.
Yeah.
Okay, yes,
when you learn about Sassy, you are a childhood friend.
Yes, you're a real friend. Because Sassy was literally like, she was a part of our everyday lives. Like, some people go to their grandparents' house a couple times a year.
Right.
I went to my grandparents' house every day after school. Sassy picked me, my two cousins, and my brother up from school every day. Megan was older than us, so she was only in our carpool run for a little bit. But like me, Allie, and Emery were sitting around Sassy's table every single day.
I feel like it's why you and Allie act like sisters more than you do cousins.
100%.
It's Sassy's fault.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think Sassy would take that on the chin and say yes.
She would literally say, "And you're welcome."
Yeah,
and
it's precious.
Yeah, and I would say honestly, thank you. Mm-hmm. No, it's because we were literally raised under the same household, and it was neither of our own. It was Sassy,
right?
And so so Sassy's my grandmother. She's amazing. In every way. Why did I bring her up again? I can't remember.
I asked you what was going on with you this week.
Oh, Pez, because she would take me to the Fresh Market, which is this like gorgeous, beautiful, fabulous Fresh Market here in Greenville. It's like truly like a market where I grew up thinking like, oh, this is where everybody shops, and realized
just Sassy.
It's not. And I would beg for different Pez little trinkets every time I would go.
Did she indulge you?
Yeah. Let's be honest.
That's the difference between you and I.
Yeah.
The difference between you and I is you saying to Anne, I need Twilight, and she takes you to Target.
She does.
The difference between you and I is you going to Fresh Market with Sassy and saying, give me this Pez container, and her saying, whatever you want, baby girl. I didn't know that we could go out to eat until I was like 11.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah. No, and that's really shaped. Well, one day we'll do a deep dive in like how that has shaped our adulthood because
now I can't stop going out to eat because it feels like such an emotional thing for me.
Yes, yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm having a bad day. Let's go to eat.
Yeah.
Let's go out to eat. Oh, I'm having a good day. Let me go out to eat.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean I'm living? Let me go out to eat.
I'm living and breathing air?
Yeah.
Great. Can't wait to see you at the restaurant later.
Exactly how I am with spending.
Yeah.
Which is I couldn't, and now that I can, I can't stop.
Everything. Yeah. And it's all brand name. Like, I'm like, I'll take a dupe. I'll do whatever.
I love a dupe.
You love a dupe now, but I feel like you were like, I will never forget. Okay, we're not going to go down this path, but on our girls trip, I'll never forget the last one we went to Taylor Swift in New York. She had her skincare in the bathroom and it looked like an Instagram ad.
Okay.
It was every name brand you ever heard of.
Okay.
I'm telling you, net worth, $3,000. Like, it was unbelievable. And I was like, I'm sorry, have you even heard of a Target? Like, are you like, you're literally over the, and she's like, yeah, I don't even, who's Target?
Okay.
Target?
As you have learned, everyone, and as Morgan knows, I am an online shopper. I do not, I don't walk around a Target and browse.
Yeah.
I don't want to be out in public.
Yeah, can't relate.
I don't want to accidentally run into someone I know. And I love the serotonin hit that I get when a package arrives at my door.
Yes.
And
which I said the other day, I have never been to her house.
And not seen a package.
Come.
No, in January you didn't.
That's true.
And now in February.
But I also came by less because you were sick, but that's,
yeah.
But yes.
Valid.
You are right.
Also, I had horrible, as you saw on the carousel with our throwbacks.
Yes.
Or our Valentine's, horrible acne my whole life. And really it didn't stop until about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So my skincare is medicinal.
Yeah.
Number one. And number two.
Body, spirit, and soul.
Number two, I'm snatched now, so.
To the gods.
Don't know what to tell you.
I love it for you. Personally, for me, I love it for you because I always know if something's worth or not because you're going to tell me because I test like you're my tester, which I love.
Well, and the problem is I should be using influencers as testers, but you can't trust them because they're getting paid to do it, which respect, but also I can't trust you.
No, get your bag, but yeah.
So I'm testing out everything, but I'm also buying everything they tell me to buy.
Yes.
And that's the problem.
And that's,
But no longer.
No longer.
I've got my tried and trues.
100%. Yeah. You know what you're going for.
I'm glad that Skittles let us here.
Yes, I'm so glad as well.
I do feel like we need to loop it around.
Yeah. Let's get it going.
Let's talk about, what are we talking about today?
We are talking about the things that built us.
The house that built me, Miranda Lambert.
Thank you, Miranda Lambert.
Is this where you were going to sing?
At 100%. But now that you've ruined the surprise, I'm not going to anymore. No, so yes, we're talking about the things that built us. These are moments in our lives or scenarios or whatever they may be, different aspects of life that...
It's our lore.
Yes, like that you can look back on and know like that was a pillar in me becoming who I am. Does that make sense?
100%.
Like, yeah.
I have a really good one. Can I start?
I would love for you to start.
Or do you have anything else you want to say about it?
No, I think I'm done.
Okay. This is so niche.
Okay.
As is most of my life.
Right. Very much so. Very bespoke.
Wait, thank you.
Your one nice thing for today. That's your one nice thing for today. I'm not saying anything else.
That was a really good, nice thing. I'm going to have you needlepoint that onto a pillow for me.
Okay. Sure. As long as you do one for me too.
Okay, great. Okay, so everyone watched Disney princess movies growing up.
Yes.
I did. I wasn't so much in a hole that I didn't. I definitely did. Loved Belle, loved Ariel. We all know I have a kink.
Yeah, true.
Don't love the water though, so that was really hard for me.
Yeah.
But my grandparents in their retirement purchased a peach orchard that they still own and still till the land.
Love it.
And sell peaches out of a barn every summer.
So cute.
And my whole childhood until I was in college and got married, or like after I got married, I spent like weeks over the summers working this peach orchard.
Yep.
But my grandparents lived in the same town that my cool cousins lived in, which is about 2 hours away from where we lived.
Yep.
And so it was always like, oh, we're going to get to see our cool cousins. Mm-hmm. And one of the things before we started working at this peach farm, they had a pool, my grandparents did, which was wealth that I had never seen. Yeah. They also had a golf cart. We would definitely pretend to be nurses in war.
Can't relate there.
No, here's what's funny. Here's what's funny. We've got my sister and my younger cousin Becca on the back of the cart, and Annabeth, my older cousin, and I were driving, and we're like going through the rows of the peach trees, and Annabeth will be like, "There's a soldier," and we'd slam on brakes. All of us would jump out. Addison would start doing CPR on this fake person that doesn't exist, and we're all like, "Oh no!" So
okay, Okay, were you like Hayden growing up? Or were you like me when the first time I was drinking a Smirnoff Ice?
Everyone was like me.
Yeah. Okay. Love it.
Anyway, all of that to say, that's, I guess, part of lore, too, is playing
definitely
nurse during war times.
Yeah, that was worthy of...
Like, this is like Florence Nightingale era. Like, we're doing it like we're like needing a fainting couch.
Yes, yeah.
God's strongest soldiers.
But our country thanks you.
Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome, world. So one of the things that we did do, my grandparents had the giant TV that was like a refrigerator.
Yes.
And so it was big screen, but it was also the same depth and width. You know, it was huge.
Yep.
And they had a VHS. And one of the VHS tapes that they had was The Swan Princess. Are you familiar with this?
I am.
So it is a princess movie, but it is not Disney, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it is. Yeah. It's also been a long time since I've seen it.
I made Michael watch the, like, growing up scene the other day, like, literally last week. That's how much of a, like, core event this was for me.
He said, babe, I need to share this
I was like, I'm not joking. You've got to see this man with a bob. Like, he's beautiful.
It'll change your life.
His name is Derek. The princess's name is Odette, which... Such a good name.
And he's so on brand for you.
Such a good name.
Yeah.
So Odette and Derek, and here's how I know that this is part of my lore.
Yeah.
It's an enemies to lovers scenario.
Mm-hmm.
They are in, the storyline is this. They are in an arranged marriage by the time they're like very young. She's got this absolutely gorgeous blonde hair that goes down to her ass and snatched waist as big as my pinky. Wears this white gown with like hunter green trim. Mm. I've never seen anything more beautiful.
Yep.
But in one of the main scenes, the montage is them going to each other's homes over the summers because they're engaged to be married. But this is when they're little kids or teenagers and they're disgusted with each other.
Yes.
And the song, because it's of course a musical, is "This Is Not My Idea of Fun."
Yeah.
And I'm like, you mean someone could start off not liking you?
Yeah.
And then end up loving you?
Challenge.
Hold on. You don't have to tell me twice. Because I'm going to tell you right now, people meet me and don't love me. And if you're telling me there's a chance, then I'm good to go. I am good to go. I was waiting. Okay, so she doesn't get this beautiful snatch waist, beautiful hair until she's like a teenager, and they like, this is kind of this moment, like the whole time is, this is not my idea of fun. And then the pinnacle is they like see each other for the first time and it's like this demure, like whatever.
Yeah.
He does have a bob and bangs.
Love it.
Lord of Farquaad, 100%, but stunning.
Yes.
And they look at each other and they realize like, oh wait, we're like sexual beings.
Yes.
And I like watch this happen. I'm like 7, who's to say? Yeah. And I'm like, first of all, I haven't had my glow up yet. This I know for sure.
Yeah. That's on the way.
That's on the way. Secondly, I am a lot. And I've been told that I'm a lot. I've been told I'm too much. Yeah. Again, I'm 7. And I'm thinking, truly, if all that I need to do is get snatched for someone to turn that like, ooh, to I love you.
Yeah.
Say less.
Yeah.
That's my first lore.
And that's what started the Slim Fast diet. We were all on it at one point. Yes. No, I love that.
I'm telling you, I was 7.
So that's huge.
My grandmother had this Kaftan, like, or not a Kaftan. It was like a, not macrame. It was like more thin. So it was like this silky material, but it was like a shawl.
Okay.
And it was almost looked like a tablecloth, but when you put it on, you felt like you were floating.
Yeah.
And we would like my sister would put a robe on, my cousins would put on some dress of my grandmother's, and I would put this shawl on, and I would be like, Derek, oh, Derek. And it was like, I knew then that I would hate my husband at first.
Yes.
And he would hate me.
Yes.
And then we would come to love each other.
To be so in love and so passionate that...
Either that or I would accidentally get him to knock me up.
Yes. We let me tell you one thing about him. Loves a pregnancy trope.
Loves the pregnancy trope.
Trying to get trapped.
I love trapping someone. I think it's just so endearing. Like, I think it's just like, you can't get out of this, NFL player.
How cute is that? You got me for the next 18 years.
But what I like more than that is like keeping it hidden. Like, I love a moment where we, like, run into each other later, like, 5-10 years down the road, and this son walks out from behind my legs, and the guy goes, oh, it's so good to see you. And then and this kid goes, Mommy. And the guy's like, who's this? And he looks into his own eyes, and I'm like, you wouldn't know. It's someone else.
Yes. Yes, you're explaining the most toxic of situations.
Yeah.
But yes, no.
I have one more story about this, and then I'm going to let you talk about your stories. I'm so sorry. I'm hogging the mic. But I don't know if you ever saw this show. This is also very niche. Bespoke, if you will. Did you ever see the show October Road?
No.
It's 2 seasons. Excellent television.
So, real success.
That whole premise that I just described to you, which in my diaries I had written out as a novel I was preparing.
Yes, of course.
That show comes out, and I, like, run to my mom, and I'm like, they've stolen my idea.
Yes.
Like, they owe me royalties.
Yes. 10 years old. Mom, if you don't call our lawyer right now.
Mom, get the man on retainer. We've got work to do.
I demand justice. Intellectual property has been stolen.
Yep, it was. And I was devastated, but I ate that show up like it was... I don't even know.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It was so bad.
Yeah, yeah. No offense, but I don't want to ever judge anyone by, I don't want to judge a book by its cover, but October Road is not sounding like it's...
That's the name of the town, you dum-dum.
October Road. Okay. All right. I feel like my point's been made there.
To me, it was the next One Tree Hill.
Yeah, and it definitely wasn't. Seeing as I've never heard of it.
I'm telling you, if I think we should go to Walmart today and see if we can get it on DVD and watch it.
Where are we going to watch a DVD? Do you have a DVD player?
I don't.
Okay. Let's do it. Can't
wait. Okay, will you tell me about your lore, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so first thing, we both have a handful, but I would say that this moment was so important to me.
Okay.
For what it did for my self-confidence.
Okay, so important, good.
Yes. For what it did, it's not great for what it did to my ego, because I feel like inherit confidence and ego all at the same time.
Mm-hmm. And which no white man has ever thought that's a bad thing.
True.
So
good point. Someone write that down.
Someone take notes.
Take notes. Tweet it.
Not Twitter. We know you're still on Twitter. Don't bring it up. We know.
Yeah, but it's a whole thing.
We know.
Anyways, my first pair of Salty Dog Sophie shorts.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm, yeah.
I bought them in Hilton Head.
At the outlets or at the Salty Dog?
No, at the Salty Dog.
Yeah.
I will never forget. Like, I had planned for this trip. I was like, Mom, I need cash because we're going to the Salty Dog. I'm getting the matching T-shirt.
Mom, let's go to the bank.
Like, I need it right now. Hit the ATM. It's crucial. I wanted, and I knew exactly which color. I wanted the pink Salty Dog Sophie shorts with the dog on it, mm-hmm. with the white shirt, matching yellow hat. Like, that's all I wanted in my life.
Yes.
When I put those Sophie shorts on, and I rolled them one time, I thought, she's cute.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled them a second time.
Yep.
I thought, she's hot. I rolled them things a third time. She's dangerous.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's
cannot be stopped.
Let me tell you. I remember walking out with my sleeves rolled up, the back of my shirt tied with a hair tie.
Did you have multiple shirts on so that you could have different colors when you rolled your sleeves up?
So when I went home and worked school, yes.
Okay.
At this time, no. Okay. I was just rolling it up to basically become like a tank.
Yeah. Right.
I remember, I was probably 9. I remember walking down the sidewalk of Caligari Plaza, if you know anything about Hilton Head.
Not Caligari.
Remember walking past the bars and thinking,
I'm tempting them.
Like, I am the temptress.
I am a siren of the night.
I have arrived, and there's nothing you can do to stop me.
I'm telling you, okay, you knew that the Sophie shorts were rolled enough when there was just a line of ass cheek hanging out.
Yes. Yeah. Could be too much.
No. We don't want a full sliver. I just want like a line of it.
Yeah. Just a little, like, whoop.
Yep.
Yep.
I want you to see a little bit of the goods.
Yes.
To know it's worth checking out more.
Absolutely. Because I went with my parents on this trip. This was a friend trip.
Right.
And her parents were at the bar doing their thing. And so we're walking around Kalidny Plaza, and I'm thinking, where's my skater boy? Where's my surf bum?
He's got to see your butt.
All of the things that were back then, which was really surf and skate. Those were my things I was always looking for.
We all had them.
Etnies, exactly. I'm ready. I'm here and I'm ready. And you just let me know when you're ready, and I'll meet you at the spot. You know?
I would imagine. You can tell me if this is true for you. I think Sophie shorts were the first thing that I purchased every color in. And that has not stopped.
Yes.
I take that back. The green bean shirt.
True. For you.
Yeah. Right.
Yes. That is true. That is true. We will post that in the carousel.
There's a photo of me in a shirt from Old Navy.
Yep.
A long sleeve shirt of a darker shade, and then a shirt with a button down of a lighter shade. And I layered them myself.
Yes.
Didn't come layered.
No, of course not.
I had them in every color.
Yeah.
Proceed.
No, I do think Sophie shorts were, for me, probably the first thing. And that's what started the I love this, I'm going to get it every color type vibe. No, I think that's...
And I haven't stopped since.
Absolutely not. I love it. I'm going to have it in every color.
And it's dark.
It is. It's a dark road, but you know what? I'm happy. So who cares?
I'm thrilled.
And I can layer as much as I want.
Yes, you can.
So that's probably my first one.
I feel like that's an excellent one because that one is so universal. We were all fighting with our parents over how short our Sophie shorts were.
Absolutely. You leave the house with one roll and you would come back with 3.
Yeah, and you forgot because you would have so much attention and so much fun with your 3 rolls that you walk in and you're like, of course my parents are going to love this. They see the ass sliver and they're like, mm-mm.
They're like, absolutely not.
You're never going out of this house again.
Yep. 100%.
How dare you?
I'll never forget the fight I got in with my mom a couple years later when I was still wearing Sophie shorts. That was a big error for me. And she took me to, it's called Eagles. It's like a surf shop in Litchfield Beach.
I'm familiar.
And the classic red with the lifeguard on the butt.
Yep.
She wouldn't let me buy them.
Because you rolled them up too much.
Because I rolled them up too much and she was like, you're not a lifeguard. And I was like,
and you said, Mom, it's called aspirational. What do you mean?
I will be a lifeguard.
What do you mean?
Obviously my dream in life.
I'm the best swimmer there is. Have you seen Pamela Anderson, Mom? Come on.
Literally.
Hilarious.
I was on the swim team. I basically could have been a lifeguard.
You were on the swim team?
Absolutely.
How many years?
4 or 5.
How did I not know? That's such a Greenville thing.
It is.
Everyone in Greenville's on a swim team.
Producer Allie was as well. We were on the same swim team.
That is such a Greenville thing. Yeah. I've never seen anything like it.
Yes, yeah. The neighborhood swim scene in Greenville is wild.
It is, yeah. I saw the Gower Parade.
Woo, yeah.
And that really shook me to my core.
Yeah. Oh, it will.
That startled me.
That's like a town rivalry right there.
And I didn't love it.
Yeah.
And I love drama.
Yes. Yeah. It's peak drama, I will say, but it's personal as well. They take it really personally, and it's a little scary, I will say. But anyways, yeah, she wouldn't let me get the lifeguard one, and I remember being so mad at her for the rest of the week. I was like, you actually ruined my trip, but thanks.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised you didn't go back and secretly steal them.
And it's only because I didn't have a ride. If I had a ride, or if I had the energy to walk there, let me tell you, I would have. And that's foreshadowing from one of my other things that we're going to talk about here in a second. But go back to you. So what else built you?
Okay.
The Swan Princess.
There's 2. Mine all revolves around entertainment, I think.
Yeah, that's okay.
There are 2. Okay. Again, I feel like my life is pretty common, and then I tell Morgan things, and she's like, "You're a fucking weirdo."
Yes. Okay.
There are 2 things that I would do, or there's 2 TV shows that were very, very, very important to me growing up, and what I would do is I would come home from school. My parents had this front living room, so they had a living room where my dad could watch TV, and then a living room where we could if we wanted, and I would get a box of Cheez-Its.
Yum. And
go into the front living room. And at that time, it was 4:30 and 5:30. It would normally be 2 episodes of Boy Meets World.
Yes.
And 2 episodes, or 1 episode of Gilmore Girls.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. On ABC Family.
Yes.
Channel 55.
Couple of things. I saw Lauren Graham suck her cheekbones in, which I don't think she does intentionally. I think that's how her face is.
Yeah.
And thought, everywhere I went, I was like,
yeah.
Duck facing.
Yeah.
Because that's how, what Lauren Graham did, and I thought there's no one cooler. Again, accidental pregnancy trope.
Yes, 100%.
And, I think it's all coming together.
Christopher.
It's all, and his last name was Hayden.
I didn't know that.
Christopher Hayden.
Wow, that's a good name, I'm not going to lie.
Great name, and it's also my name. And I'm like, you know what? Hayden, let's do it.
Hayden?
Let's do it.
You would eat that shit up if your name was Hayden.
Yeah, I really would. And he was so hot. Like, I loved Luke, but Christopher Hayden was like, oh, it was so good. Yeah. And just there, like, they did a flashback episode, which I know everybody is aware of, but like her finding out and Emily and Richard being so upset and Christopher's parents being so upset. I also love that they called him Christopher and not Chris.
Yes.
Oh my God. I mean, I'm just telling you, that whole show, now I've since gone back and watched it many, many times.
Yeah.
It's so toxic. Rory sucks.
Oh, don't get me started.
And I like bought like Harvard t-shirts. I applied to Harvard undergrad because of Rory Gilmore. Like we toured Harvard on my college tours because I was so delusional thinking like, oh, if Rory can get in, I can get in.
Yeah.
Like I like to read.
We're the same.
Yeah. Like, oh, my mom's married to my dad, so I think we're fine. But like, yeah.
Other than that. I
mean, like truly so delusional. The whole of my teenage years was shaped by Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
And how much I wanted to be Lauren Graham or Lorelai Gilmore, and how much I thought I can't be her, but I could be Rory.
Yeah.
So but back to Boy Meets World.
Everything.
Unfortunately, what I do have to tell you is that I'm a Corey Matthews girl.
Yeah, we all knew.
Brillo pad hair and all.
Yep. Yes.
And there was it's because of his loyalty to Topanga.
It's because of the loyalty. Yeah.
And I'm a sucker for loyalty.
Yep. Loyalty and long-time love. Like
I do. The idea of you meeting someone that you're going to marry in 8th grade or 7th grade, whatever grade they were in, and y'all like I was like, that's going to happen to me.
Yeah. See, that sends me into hysterics.
The first boy that I kissed, we went to Liberty Middle School, which is the most ratchet thing. I'm so sorry if you went there.
Yeah.
His name was Brandon. I almost threw up after because I was so stressed.
Tough.
We did it on the golf course. We kissed on the golf course because that's where my parents lived. And I thought we could be Corey and Topanga.
Yeah.
I don't know this man's last name. I don't remember what his last name is.
Yeah. But you fell in love with him.
It was the idea of him.
Right.
That he was the first person. I was like, oh, my lips are never going to touch another man's.
Yes.
And by man, I mean a 7th grade boy.
Right. Generous to say man.
Right.
Generous to say man.
So I loved the loyalty that Corey Matthews had.
Yes.
I loved Topanga's hair. And I related to that because one of my qualities that I've always had is good hair.
That's true.
But I could save Sean.
Yeah, well, that's me. That's right. I'm Sean all day long.
I think I could save Sean in a friendship way, and you could save Sean in a romantic way.
Yeah. Sean was everything I've ever wanted.
Yeah,
I loved that he was broken.
Mm-hmm. But you married a Corey Matthews,
100%,
which is so funny.
As Corey Matthews as they come.
Yes,
and that's what's so funny. My entire life. Again, you've probably learned this about me at this point. I was not a relationship girl. But if you were going to convince me, like if I was going to, it was going to be because I was going to change him.
Yeah.
Like I would be the one to change.
But the reality is this. We wouldn't have ended up with either one of them. I am Corey Matthews and you are Sean.
100%.
That's the problem.
100%.
We're so delusional thinking in 7th grade, like, oh, I could end up with Sean. Oh, I could end up with... No, like, we are them.
No, we are them.
The dweebiness that is Corey Matthews, the Brillo pad hair, I had some semblance of that. The Seanan looks cool on the outside, but is still hanging out with Corey Matthews.
All day.
Is you. Yes. Like, tell me I'm wrong.
No, I honestly think you nailed it. I think you nailed that one. And and that's the thing is like, what was Sean's girlfriend name? Angela.
That was a late stage.
Like we think that we're Angela and you like I think I'm Angela and you think you're Topanga and it's like we're really not. We're literally Corey Matthews and we are Sean.
And I do have to hold something over your head for a second.
Okay, I don't want to hear it, but fine.
Sabrina Carpenter was the Sean in Girl Meets World.
Yeah.
And I watched that shit before anyone. I watched the premiere.
Yeah, no, I love that for you.
So I would say that I was a fan of Sabrina before you were.
And now that's where that's where you're wrong on there. Let us not forget, folks, that in the year 2024, okay, also known as Sabrina's year, I had to tell Hayden that she had an album come out.
I have a big problem with Sabrina Carpenter.
Which I hate about you.
I know. I loved her in Girl Meets World. I loved her as an actress, and her music is good. I feel like
Amazing.
She feels very over-sexualized and reads to me like she's 13 years old. I know she's my age. I'm fully aware.
Yes.
She does not look that way to me, so it feels like Toddlers and Tiaras moment.
And I hear you. We're going to take a pause really quick.
Okay, got it.
We're going to have a family meeting. What you're going to find on this podcast is that there are some times where Hayden has some of the coldest takes you'll ever hear. It'll turn you ice cold. It'll give you frostbite. Okay? I take the brunt of this.
You're losing a finger.
For us, okay? I take the brunt of this for us.
She couldn't stop the Sabrina Carpenter before it came out. That is on me. Or on her.
There are going to be moments where you think, this girl is so wrong. I can't believe Morgan Stills hangs out with her and know that I'm thinking the same thing.
That's Sean hanging out with Corey.
I'm right there with you. This is a moment where in Boy Meets World, like, Sean is looking over and just like...
He's John Krasinskiing it in the office, looking at the camera going, help me.
Being like, you see this too, right? So that's where I'm at. Let's resume. But just know... I'm taking the brunt of us for us, but I've got to bring y'all along with me, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. Okay, so back to it. That's so incredibly wrong. Sabrina is the pop princess. She is the moment. She is everything. Me and producer Allie saw her in concert last year. It was and I have been to over 100 concerts. Mm-hmm. Okay, by far one of the best I've ever been to.
She ate on SNL 50 last night.
And see, this is where I have to get her. You have to get her. You got to know exactly where to hit her. And then watch. This time next year, I'm asking you right now to remember this moment. This time next year, she will be Sabrina's biggest fan.
Thankfully, you've got it recorded.
And this is why I hate her.
I hate her
because of this.
I can't hide from it.
And she's going to look at me and be like, wait, did you hear Sabrina's album that she just came out? And I'm going to be like, are you... Shut up! That's what I'm going to do. So anyways, okay, we got to move on.
Yes. Give me another one of yours.
Okay. Another one of mine was in middle school. And I think I've seen this a little bit online, and so I feel like this is already a conversation, but like me and Allie were talking about this the other day, and I was like, you know what? Like that shaped me. When Nick Jonas was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. It rocked my world.
It shook us all.
It shook us all. It was a cultural phenomenon. It was a cultural reset, as some of us would say.
Well, it
made us really take a second to reflect on our lives.
It did.
And be like, whoa. You know, not every day is promised. Mm-hmm. And I've got to take a minute.
She's crying. There are tears coming out of her eyes.
I thought I was going to lose him, and here's what you need to know.
I was going to lose him. Type 1 diabetes diagnosis.
I wasn't even a Nick girl.
Oh, we know. You've always been a Joe girl.
Always been a Joe girl. Always will be a Joe girl. I will ride for Joe for the rest of my life. That is just the way that it is. Okay. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But I wasn't even a Joe girl. I will never forget Disney Channel coming out with, like, I remember the story exactly. Like, he was on the beach. He was looking skinny. Joe was actually the reason why they took him to the doctor, because he said to his parents on this beach trip while they were in Jersey, hey, Nick's looking a little skinny. Why? Like, he needs to eat a hamburger. And they made the joke, and his parents got a little confused.
There's something going on.
They got back in the van. He had to pee like every 15 minutes. That's a telltale sign, apparently, of diabetes.
But you're still really thirsty.
And you're very thirsty. Mm-hmm. And so they take him, and what do you know? He's been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Mm-hmm. And Disney Channel allowed me, mm-hmm. as a 12-year-old, mm-hmm. to think I'm going to lose the first person that's ever meant something to me.
Do you think this was the start of your medical fear?
You may have just unlocked something.
You know what? I think I just solved her.
I think you may have.
I think that I should be a therapist.
And it's something we could consider. Uh-huh. Sure.
No, I'm kind of thinking yes.
No, that might be it, because I'm telling you, they made type 1 diabetes sound like it was stage 4 cancer.
They really did. No, and it was all over.
Terminal illness.
Yeah.
Like, they made it sound like there's not a cure. Mm-hmm. There is no medicine. There is nothing that is going to keep this man with us.
Uh-huh, right.
So say your goodbyes now.
And you said, I can't do anything.
Yeah. And they're going from a trio to a duo.
But they still had Frankie. Freddie. Frankie. Hey, I had it right first time.
You did.
Put that on Scorcher, bitch.
I know, yeah. No, Frankie, yes. Frankie was still there, but Frankie's never been a part of the band.
Yeah, I think it's because he can't sing.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It seems like he's a sweet kid, but...
Prove yourself, Frankie.
Prove yourself. Thank you for listening, by the way.
We appreciate that you're here.
Tell Joe about us.
Nope.
No, but I think I just remember it really shaking me to my core. It really, like... I read about. I remember seeing it on Disney Channel. I remember reading about it in Tiger Beat magazine.
Yeah,
like I remember seeing articles.
This is the second time Tiger Beat's been brought up, and it's the second time about Joe Jonas or the Jonas Brothers.
Well, because what you'll learn is they were everything to me. They were.
Right.
They are. If you're gonna look at my 5 core values, one of them Jonas Brothers.
What are the other 4? That's a great episode. We need to save that.
We'll save that.
That's a great episode.
But I know Jonas Brothers is one of them. So anyways, yeah, it really changed me and just made me take a beat and reflect and, hug my family.
Oh my God. And we get my will and all my affairs in order, and I'm 12 years old. You get the Tiger Beat magazines.
Yeah, I was subscribed. And so that was one that I just was never the same.
I had a very, very, very close childhood friend that was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes in 5th grade.
Okay,
and he was out of school for a week because they were like trying to figure out what was going on. And I think that's why it like shook me, but it didn't.
Yep.
Because I was like, oh, he's fine. Like Nick will be fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's good. You had some context.
You did.
I did not. I had never heard of diabetes before.
And you said what?
I was like, diabetes.
Hello?
Please don't let it be the diabetes.
Not anything but diabetes. Hey, if diabetes wants to sponsor this podcast,
honestly, literally just call us.
Just give us a call.
I mean,
we're
I'll shout it out.
We're begging.
We really are, because just another side note. I don't know if y'all lost our emails, but the sponsorship has shockingly not been flowing.
Too much thepod@gmail.com. I'll send you an invoice.
Thank you so much. I'll sell you like you've never been sold before.
No, but we kind of do we don't have a sponsor, but we do have someone who gave us something for free, and I'm thrilled about it. It's getting delivered tomorrow.
Yes. When it's here, we'll put it on the Instagram stories or something. Like we'll shout them out.
I'm not going to talk about it yet.
No, don't talk about it yet.
Okay.
Because we got to have it to show.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we'll have a show, but it's very
That was thrilling.
Yeah, that was thrilling. So anyways, that was one of mine. I think I was in 6th grade, and still to this day, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I think we unlocked your medical issues.
Yeah, no, I think we did.
And I think we can start some immersion therapy on that.
Yeah.
Tiger Beat magazines around you.
Skinny Nick Jonas on the Jersey
diabetes.
No, I can see it. I love it. What's another one of yours?
Okay, so you're gonna hate this.
Okay.
But
imagine that.
This is this is on brand for me. I wanted to be a tomboy because I thought that's what boys liked.
Yes. Classic.
What was that Jesse McCartney TV show? Summer something?
I don't know. You lost me there.
It was like on the same channel that Degrassi was on.
Oh, the CW.
I'll have to look it up.
Okay.
I was like watching it like way too young, and I think one of the main girls on that was like super tomboy, and Jesse McCartney was into her, and I was like, oh, this is it.
Yeah.
So not only do they have to hate me, but I also have to be male presenting. So easy.
Okay.
So
in the bag.
Yep, got it. I can do it, no problem. But one of the things that like came out of this was that I didn't want to dance, because in Anderson there is a very prominent dance school, and everyone does it. It's like rite of passage. Everyone does it. And I was like, oh no, I'm a tomboy. I can't dance. Like I can't be caught.
It's against my
can't be caught dead dancing.
Yeah.
And so I played softball and also volleyball and soccer. Mm-hmm. Actually, my first soccer game ever, I tackled someone. And my coach had to be like, hey, this isn't football. And I was like, I don't.
Hold back, girl. Hold back. Too much.
Keep in mind, I'm still this tall. Anyways.
Crushing her.
So I like didn't dance. But like the reason this is important is because I had no coordination at all. Like I'm not an athletic person, as we've learned in previous episodes. But one of the things that I had to do to be cool was try out for cheerleading, because you had to be on the cheerleading squad in middle school. That was like kind of like, okay, if you get into this level, you're set. Like your whole middle to high school career is set, which I feel like is pretty universal. I still to this day know the cheer dance that I auditioned with in 6th grade as an 11, 12-year-old.
Yep.
I taught it to Morgan.
And we'll post.
But I did it, and it was like, I don't even know if I'm saying this right. Like 16 beats. Does that sound like something? 16
counts.
Counts. Yes. It was like very short.
Two 8 counts is more of what you would say.
Or it was either like 2 8 counts or 4 8 counts. Like it was not long at all. Yeah. And I remember so vividly. We're in it. We've done the like thing where I was like, how can you expect me to learn this in 4 days and then audition?
Yeah.
Audition? Try out.
Yeah.
Also, a herky almost killed me. The last time I did
we should have known that.
Last time I did a cartwheel, I broke my arm. Yeah. So, So I try out. I'm like doing all this stuff. I'm obviously not a tumbler. They're like, okay, she could be a bass. She's big enough. Who's to say? Nope. I do the dance. And I'm 4 counts off. So I finish 4 counts before everyone else.
Now, I don't think you've told me this. I did not realize that.
And the last movement, I'm going to describe it with my words because not everyone's watching the video, is you're facing one side, like I'm facing the right side, and I pinwheel my arms, both of them to the left. And then you end, and that's like where you're supposed to end. Okay, so imagine this. I pinwheel 4 seconds before everyone else, and I wait, and I'm like, oh, nailed it.
Yeah.
And then I hear the pinwheeling happening with everyone else.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oopsies.
And in my mind, though, what's really funny, and I think this goes back to like the confident ego of it all, I thought, I could have had enough technique where I could still make it.
Yeah. Well, I feel like when you even taught me the dance,
that was good.
I was like, I don't really see how she would have not made the team. Like
I was a 4 count off.
Yeah,
8 count off,
so
whatever.
This really makes sense. It's like, oh, okay, we just couldn't listen to the music.
Also couldn't herky. Also couldn't cartwheel.
Yeah. So you had a couple dings again, Joe.
But I'm thinking like this is the same way. So I don't think I've shared this story, and I'm not going to now. But when I did the Quick 10. So I had to audition for a play, and I had to sing, and I sang Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and I remember thinking, like, nailed it. Yeah. Like, I am a savant.
Yeah.
And I did not nail it.
Yeah.
It's the same way. There's just some sort of delusional confidence.
Yes. Yeah.
That has me in my brain. I don't know if it's self-preservation. I don't know if it's actual just ego, where I'm like, no, I made it.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm as good as it comes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
So I didn't make the team, and I didn't try out again.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a cheerleader. But I did take ballet in college to kind of like, because I came back to my feminine side.
Yeah.
And the ballet teacher in college made fun of me.
That's tough.
Because of how bad it was.
That's tough. Another stark difference in us is that
you were a dancer.
Yeah, I did dance.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was
which is why I knew you would hate it.
And well, I just think that's what's so funny about us.
Yeah. That we work
with the Mary-Kate and Ashley of it all.
We shouldn't work.
We shouldn't work, and here we are though.
Fire and ice, baby.
Fire and ice.
I'm ice for sure.
No, that's amazing. I love that.
Yeah, give me another one of yours.
Okay, I have another one. So I have 2 more, but I'm gonna do this one.
Okay.
Well, let me just say it's really quick. The Newlyweds series finale.
Is that the one with
Nick Lachey and Jessica Simpson?
Okay, yeah.
I will never forget sobbing into my pillow.
Did they divorce?
They sure did.
Like that episode?
No.
Okay.
But it was like on ice at the end.
Okay.
And then it was coming out in the press that they had gotten a divorce, and I remember thinking like, this show will never come back on. Like, this is my favorite show. Like, what do you mean? I'll never see Nick Lachey and Jessica Simpson eat a can of tuna again. Like, I'm heartbroken.
Right.
And
as you should have been, TBH.
It struck a nerve. No, but this moment, I was in middle school, okay? We've alluded, and I've told stories, I think, that middle school was not my finest hour, okay? Mm-hmm. There was a lot happening. I was very, very, very rebellious. I was trying to be way older than I was. Mm-hmm. We'll get into it one day. But one of my favorite things to do was steal. I loved theft.
a real klepto, if you will.
Love the thrill.
Oh my gosh.
Because and it's still kind of the same, except now I just pay for everything. But there's just nothing better. We talked about this than wanting something and getting it.
You're right.
I love it. Mm-hmm. And so in middle school, when I had no money to my name, and my mom would drop us off at the mall, I'm thinking, I want this. She won't buy it for me because she's not here, and it's a studded black and pink zebra belt from Charlotte Russe.
Right. And she shouldn't have bought that for you.
And she shouldn't have. But what else can I do?
Take it.
I can just take it. And so we would love it. And I remember I would have these big purses, and we would come home, and we would just be throwing everything in the air, like, oh, look at all this stuff that we bought. This is amazing. And it was funny because when my mom started to catch on, she would be like, where did you get this? Like, I know it. Because we would shop together.
Oh, my boyfriend bought it.
Yeah. And I would be like, oh, it's Kinsey's. Oh, it's Allie's.
That's
it's this. Like, so like, oh, I'm just borrowing it.
Wild
like,
to me.
Oh, 100%. Or if she was like, or I would say I bought it, she'd be like, well, how much was it? And I would say $5 because 5-finger discount. Mm-hmm. So I loved thieving.
A real comedian.
I loved it. Yeah.
5-finger discount. Oh my God. Yeah. Do not let your children listen to this podcast.
Honestly, I'm so sorry. But look how I turned out. You know what I mean?
Pastor.
Look at us. No. True. That also happened.
Rough.
So here we are. So anyways, it's funny that you bring up youth pastor though, because there were a couple times in middle school where we didn't go to church. Okay. Mm-hmm. My mom would catch this wild hair out of nowhere, and she would sign me up for my grandparents' church's summer camp.
Yeah. Okay? She just wanted you out of the house. She was tired of you.
100%. She was like, you're being too much.
Yeah, you're getting on my nerves.
So she signed me up for the Taylor's First Baptist summer camp that took us down to who knows where, Panama City or something like that.
Not Panama City. And
it was a real grassroots kind of thing, okay? It wasn't like the mega churches that I went into later in life. This was, we're back in a barn and just, doing our thing. So I go there and come back with just heaps of guilt, okay?
As one does when they're a kleptomaniac.
I'm there and they're like, hey, we need to live for the Lord. Like, let's maybe take a look at our lives.
Thou shalt not steal.
And see what we're not doing. And I'm like, stealing, underage drinking, underage drug, like sneaking out of the house, lying. Like, I'm just like, oh, okay.
I'm 9 out of 10.
Yeah, like 9 out of 10. Couple commandments here that are just, they're hitting home. Mm-hmm. And so I come home with like heaps of guilt. So I go to hang out with my friends and they're like, let's go to the mall. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And they did not go to this church camp with me. Okay. So they don't understand that
you're not guilty as hell.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we go and they're like, I've been wanting these earrings at Claire's. Like, let's go get them. And meaning like, we're going to steal. And so I'm like, okay. Like again, I am
this
shaking.
This is giving bling ring.
Yeah.
I love
that. We really were, but just with the Haywood Mall. Yeah.
Yikes.
Never mind. I'm actually not might incriminate me, but anyway. So
statute of limitations. It's past 10 years. You're good.
True. So we go to the Haywood Mall, and I literally am telling them, I'm like, yo, I just don't know. Like, I don't know if we should steal today. Like, I kind of feel bad, and they're all like, what are you doing, you lame-o? Like, okay, like, then get out. And I'm like, oh no, you're kicking me out. Like, I'm
no, I'll steal. I'll do whatever I need to do.
So we're like walking around. My mom happens to hand me a $20 bill. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I'm like, okay, she was like, it's for food or for whatever, but like, you can't spend more than $20 because all I have. I'm like, okay. So we go into Claire's and we had not realized that they had installed mirrors up on the ceiling to catch people from stealing.
Genius.
Yep. And so
genius.
Stolen from Claire's. I can't tell you how much. Like
because of y'all, you got the mirrors were up there.
Literally.
Oh no.
We had never gotten caught.
Oh no.
On this day, they're like, oh, give me this, whatever. They're putting their earrings in the pocket, doing the things. And I got the guilt. Okay. I've got the guilt happening. And I'm like, I don't know, y'all. I just like, and so I pretend I'm like, I don't really want anything. Well, I happen to find a silver, chain necklace, bracelet that kind of looks like the Tiffany heart bracelet, but it was a peace sign. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, and so I tell them, I'm like, no, I think I'm just going to use my mom gave me cash. I'm like trying to play it cool. Like my mom gave me cash. It's no big deal. I'm just going to like buy it today. It's fine. Mm-hmm. So I go up to pay for this bracelet.
And they all steal while you're doing it.
They're all stealing. They're doing their thing. The lady at the cash wrap is checking me out, looks over at my friend and says, I saw you put that in your pocket. I'm standing at the cash wrap like, what is happening? Mm-mm. Our world's crumbling. Mm-hmm. I'm like, huh? She goes over. She finds like literally 10 pairs of earrings in their pockets. It's 2 of them. Okay. It's 3 of us there. I'm still at the cash wrap. She turns around and looks at me and I'm like, I don't have anything. And she's like, oh, no. Honey, you're fine.
You're paying for it.
I know you're paying for this. This is the first time that I have not bought something at the Haywood Mall without my mom. I can't tell you in how long. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my gosh, like you're about to tell me that this one time, I go to church camp one time. Uh-huh. This one time I don't steal, my friends are going to get caught and I'm not.
This is exactly the shit that a mega church uses to get you into ministry.
100%.
And I'm pissed.
100%. This was where the
Lord preserved you.
Yeah, he saved me from this.
Oh my God.
So literally I'm like, what is happening? So I'm like, are they like actually about to get caught? Literally the mall cops come up to Claire, like they got the mall cops called on them. Come up to Claire's. They are questioning them. They take them down to the little like cop station station under the
cop
elevators.
Kiosk.
Yeah.
The police kiosk.
I mean, literally. It's like, it looks like a piercing pagoda, but it's actually a cop station. They get their photos taken. They get banned from the mall for a year. Yes. And
what are they going to do if they can't steal from the mall?
Exactly. Go get drunk in a field somewhere.
And you know what? That's on living in
Carolina.
South Carolina.
Consider that. But I'm telling you, it was the craziest moment of my life because I will never forget calling my mom. I was going down the escalator. They're with the cops. I'm like 5 steps up. Going down the escalator, I'm calling my mom and I'm like, hey, so my 2 friends.
You got to come get me.
Yeah, you got to come get me.
You got to come get me.
We've run into some trouble. And
we've had a tiff with the law.
A little run-in. And I'm going to need you to come pick me up. And I'm telling you, my mom's like, what happened? And I'm like, well, you'll be shocked and happy to hear. I actually didn't do anything wrong this time.
Thrilled to know.
But my friends have. And I'm just going to need you to come pick me up. So literally I get picked up. I'll never forget leaving and my mom being like, what happened in there? And I was like, I was
getting my bracelet.
I was like, she was targeting them. Like she thought that she saw, I was riding for my friends here while they're literally getting their mugshot taken in the cop kiosk to be held in because they can't come to them.
She was targeting them, Mom. She was targeting them.
She was going after them because we're pretty. So anyways,
going after them because we're pretty. Oh. See, that's why we work.
That's why.
Delusional confidence.
Delusional confidence. No one was going after us because we were pretty.
That is so funny.
She was going after us because we were stealing 16-piece earrings. For no reason whatsoever.
Just to see if you could. And you couldn't.
Just to have them.
And you couldn't.
Just to have them.
Maybe you should let your kids listen to this. You can't.
You can't.
You can't steal the earrings.
Yes. Don't steal the earrings.
Oh.
Because you're not always going to be lucky like me. Because that day I was
so funny.
Yeah. So that was a really, again, I don't know what it taught me, but it
did something.
It was a pillar moment. Like I will never forget that. And I'm not joking. Every time I go to that mall, I think about it. Because I'm just like, I can't believe that happened. I passed that cop kiosk and I'm like, I've been in there.
Yep.
Like
I know the inside of that.
What it looks like
intimately.
I know the roll around. Like I know that there's a lost and found in there. Like I know. And it's like, I remember I would go into Claire's after that and I would be so nervous because I would be like, she's going to know.
She knows who I am.
Like she's.
Hey, but they didn't take your picture.
But they sure did not. I wasn't banned. I'll never forget one time, one of my friends who was banned was with me and my mom as we were like running errands on a Saturday, and my mom goes, "Can we go to the mall?" And I had to be like, "No, like we can't," because she literally was banned.
but were they like standing at the door, like preventing her from coming in, or would they have just like seen her on a camera?
They would have been fine.
This was a while ago. They didn't
but
have
back in the day, back in the day, it felt like
a lot.
DEFCON 5, you know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
So, yeah, that was a real moment, and so I guess the lesson is here: don't steal, kids.
Don't steal,
or if you do, be better at it than they were. Check for mirrors on the ceiling.
Or let your friends steal, but you have the money.
Yeah, let your friends steal because if you just have a little cash to cover it,
you can get out of it.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm honestly shocked that you didn't get pinned as a distractor. Like
I know. You would have thought like guilty by association.
Yeah.
But I genuinely think even if I had not stolen, I think had I just been with them, I would have. But because you were checking out in that moment, checking out, and that's when she caught him. I'll never forget the pit in my stomach when she said, "I saw you put those earrings in your purse."
Could have thrown up right on her.
Literally stunned. Changed me for the better or worse. I don't know, but
unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah. Really probably taught me that I can get away with stuff, and that was the problem.
Yeah.
But anyways. So yeah, that was a real pillar for me growing up, and just also a little piece of
lore.
Yeah.
You're a pickle we're trying to figure out.
100%.
We're trying to piece you together.
That's right. Just a pickle with things you got to piece together.
The problem is she'll let you piece her together, but she'll forget everything she's got to tell you.
100%.
So it's not a mystery like you think it is.
Yeah. And I'll probably change colors too. You know what I mean? Like it's like I'm gonna tell you, but then I'm gonna forget, and then I'm gonna like be like, oh, actually, there was this whole other side of the story that I completely missed. So,
oh my god,
it's an interesting life, but
so
we're thankful for.
We're at our time.
We are.
Okay, we always ask questions, and you guys really don't like respond to the questions, but someday someone will. Maybe Frankie Jonas will.
Yeah, true.
I want to know. First of all, are you a klepto? Is that like a normal thing? Because definitely we did not. I had too much weird religious guilt to steal.
Yeah. You grew up in like southern
weird, like whatever.
Religious.
Yeah. So
place.
could not. Also, Anderson Mall could never.
Oh yeah, Anderson Mall. What are you going to steal from?
Hot Topic.
Literally.
But
maybe Belk. I actually did do that.
Maybe Belk. Who's to say?
Yeah.
So were you a klepto? I have to know. Is that normal? Is that like a cool kid thing that I just wasn't a part of because I didn't make the cheer team?
And that's probably if I was a bad woman.
Are there other things? If you were adjacent to us and you feel like, did we tell these stories right? I want to know.
Yeah. Do expose us.
Expose us. Also, I want to know what made.
Add to.
Yes, I want to know what made y'all.
Yes.
I truly want to know embarrassing stories about you. Please share them with me.
Give us one pillar of the house.
There was
that built you.
There was one, and I shared it on the Instagram story of an embarrassing trip thing, and it was the condom lube for the tampon.
Yes, unbelievable.
I'm not going to share who sent that because patient confidentiality, but
True.
that
HIPAA
killed me.
Yeah, that was.
We were rolling.
Every word that I was reading, I didn't know where we were going.
Yes, it was a journey.
Like,
we were on a journey.
I literally was like, what? Like,
and the dad being involved sent me.
Yes, absolutely. Which hats off to being an active,
active parent. Yes,
but also. I'm sure he was probably
mortified.
Yeah,
I bet he was a little more hands off after that.
Yeah.
So share that with us. God, I swear. And Morgan, tell them what we're gonna do.
Oh, you mean we're gonna scorch the earth?